Mexico City, Mexico. Population, 20,463,000. Land area, 9,560 sq.km. People, sq.km, 2,140. Mexico City has one of the world's largest metropolitan areas and is also one of the highest capital cities at 2,250 meters, 7,380 feet. It is overwhelmingly the most important city in Mexico in terms of politics, finance, commerce, arts, tourism, manufacturing and entertainment, and one of the most important cities in the Americas. The Spanish destroyed the city, then known as Tenochtitlan, in the 1500s and rebuilt it using Spanish architecture. Catholic churches were built on the ruins of Aztec temples. It's a fascinating history and a fascinating city.
New York City, USA. Population, 20,464,000. Land area, 30,671 sq.km. People, sq.km, 667. Many people consider New York City to be the capital city of the Western world, and in fact it was the capital city of the USA from 1785 to 1790. It is one of, if not the, global center of finance, commerce, the arts, fashion, media and international diplomacy. Founded as a trading post in the 1600s, the city straddles the Hudson River and the islands of Manhattan, Staten Island, and Long Island. The Port of New York is a natural safe harbor. There are many iconic landmarks in and around the city, including the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, Central Park, Broadway, Wall Street, Coney Island, the Metropolitan Museum of Art and many more.
Mumbai, India. Population, 20,800,000. Land area, 1,176 sq.km. People, sq.km, 17,687. Mumbai is the capital of the Indian state of Maharashtra and sits on the Arabian Sea on the west coast of the country. This is one of the most densely packed urban areas in the world. Not surprisingly, it is a major commercial and trading center for India, responsible for 25% of the country's industrial production, 70% of the financial transactions and 70% of the maritime trade. The Reserve Bank, stock exchange and head offices of many national and international corporations reside here. Formerly known as Bombay, Mumbai is also home to the Indian film and television industry, popularly known as Bollywood, Bombay and Hollywood. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, and Indian Premier League, IPL, are based here, as well as teams in a variety of other sports. The city is also rich in literature and music culture. Being a trading port has led to Mumbai being very multicultural, and the food and entertainment options here are testament to the great diversity of humanity in this wonderful place.
Karachi, Pakistan. Population, 20,877,000. Land area, 803 sq.km. People, sq.km, 26,000. Karachi is the financial, commercial and manufacturing center of Pakistan and its main seaport. It is the largest Muslim city in the world and an important center for education throughout the region and the Muslim world in general.
Manila, Philippines. Population, 21,420,000. Land area, 4,863 sq.km. People, sq.km, 4,404. Manila is the capital city of the Philippines and, along with Quezon City, QC, that is also a part of the broader Manila metropolitan area, its main commercial center. It has a history that predates the Roman Empire and was once known as the Pearl of the Orient because of its location in the sea trade routes around Southeast Asia. More recently, it suffered major destruction in World War II. While it is undoubtedly a big, bustling city, there are a wide range of historically significant sites, lots of shopping, sports and entertainment, and a great selection of accommodation from budget through to grandiose.
Delhi, India. Population, 22,242,000. Land area, 1,590 sq.km. People, sq.km, 13,989. There is really no way to describe Delhi, particularly Old Delhi, except to say that it is a very visceral experience. The mass of human life and activity is quite breathtaking. While this may not be everyone's cup of tea, the city has an incredible range of things to do and see that make the effort to get around the place more than worthwhile. As the capital city of India, Delhi has a great history. It effortlessly blends British colonialism, Islam and Hindi, and modern capitalism in a mishmash that is pure India.
Shanghai, China. Population, 23 million. Land area, 6,340 sq.km. People, sq.km, 3,628. Shanghai is China's biggest city and is the hub of trade and finance for the country. Not surprisingly, Shanghai has the busiest container port in the world and is home to many of China's largest corporations. The Shanghai Stock Exchange is the third largest in the world based on turnover. The city has more than doubled in population since 1982, largely reflecting the demographic movement of people from rural areas into the cities. This has seen an incredible amount of development which has added a modern overlay on and around the old Shanghai. As one of the main transport hubs of China, Shanghai has a large focus on hospitality and tourism. With the rich and colorful history, there are a myriad of options for tourists from around the world. This is a 21st-century megalopolis of the most vibrant kind.
Seoul, South Korea. Population, 25,800,000. Land area, 10,400 sq.km. People, sq.km, 2,480. Seoul is the largest city in South Korea and its financial, commercial and administrative capital. It is one of the largest commercial cities in the world with many of the world's Fortune 500 companies based here. Much of the city's growth has occurred since the Korean War in the 1950s, and like many other Asian cities, there is a fascinating mix of the old and the new. The city's rich history dates back thousands of years, giving an amazing array of traditional architecture and city planning, together with modern skyscrapers, office buildings and apartments.
Jakarta, Indonesia. Population, 28,300,000. Land area, 6,392 sq.km. People, sq.km, 4,427. Located on the north coast of the Indonesian island of Java, Jakarta is the largest city in Indonesia and capital of the country. It has seen enormous growth over the last decade, outstripping most other cities in the world in terms of population and economic growth. Indonesia's history includes a long period of colonial rule which ended during World War II. Today, Jakarta and Indonesia more generally are thriving as the country grows and prospers into the 21st century.
Tokyo, Japan. Population, 35,700,000. Land area, 13,500 sq.km. People, sq.km, 2,644. Tokyo is the commercial capital of Japan, home to the Japanese government, the Japanese emperor and imperial family. It was extensively damaged during World War II and rebuilt following the war to become one of the world's most dynamic and exciting cities. Today the city offers a kaleidoscope of shopping, dining and sightseeing options that show the many unique characteristics of the Japanese culture to great effect. The world's largest megalopolis,